Hey, let's try that again. I was a little bit muted there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Whiskey Wednesday night here on the Mash and Drum. I'm Jason C. And yeah, today we're going to have a really fun show. Not only are we going to see if I've been a little bit too harsh on George T. Stagg 2025, since Fred Minnick did name it his number one whiskey of 2025. Um, I just feel like, I don't know, that maybe I'm crazy, but let's throw it in a random blind with some whiskeys from this year, whiskeys from last year, another GTS. I just kind of took a look at the whiskey room. I'm like, what can I put against this? I even threw my own drum key single barrel hazmat against it just to see what would happen. So let's see how that shakes out. Then we have Blendageddon round 3 of the Franken-blends going on tonight. Some big hitters tonight. We have Jeffrey Wack that's in the mix. We have Travis Robeson, Marshall Conoco, and two different Matthews, Matthew Smith, and then another different Matthew going head to head. So it's going to be a fun night. Plus, we got plenty of news to go through. And man, what else? A couple cool news stories. Another development in the case of Uncle Nearest. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll get into it tonight. So let's say hi to all you guys here. He said it sucked and then it wins. Ridiculous. Did that happen? Did Fred Minnick say it sucked and then it wins? Or are you saying I say it sucks and then it wins tonight? He also put Beacon at 11. I mean, but I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes because, everyone says that Fred doesn't like oak, but, then he picks sometimes oaky or whiskey. So I don't know. So he had Saz 18, I think, at number 2. I mean, that's pretty oaky. Plus, it's a very low proof. So I don't know. Maybe that helps with the oak. I don't know. Like the ranking every year with Fred's 100 is always really interesting to me. And you kind of wonder if it's, just a microcosm of what's following what, the amount of whiskeys he's drinking at the same time. I don't know. It's always hard to tell, but look, it's really fun to always see him watch him do it every single year. Always blown away by 100 whiskeys. Just it's crazy. We pay too much attention to Fred, says Nathan Jurgensen. I think Minnick is losing his touch. He's all over the place. I mean, it could be. Yeah, JD 14 to 28th. That one really surprised me. JD 14 to 28th. That one really surprised me. So we'll go through some of the rankings here a little bit. What's up, Henry Turner? Nice to see you. Let me go through the chat here. Say hi to some folks. We said hi to Nathan. Diego is here. Jason Coates is hanging. Stranahan's never misses. What's up? So speaking of Stranahan's, I'm trying to get Stranahan's on the channel, do a fun interview. I'm starting to get back into, tabbing some distillers to do some fun interviews. It's been a while since we did an off the still episode. So I definitely want to get back into those, tagging maybe some people that we haven't had on a little bit. I would love to talk to Dan McKee from Michter's again. Still working on the beams. Now that I have a little bit more of an inside track with Jim Beam, maybe there is a chance I could get Fred or Freddie on. So that'd be really fun to do. And some other, maybe some newer brands as well. So we're going to get that rolling here for 2026. Diego G, everyone is saying GTS is not that good for 2025 release. I won't have it until March or April, but I'll try. I mean, yeah, you're going to try it. Travis Robeson is here, but a Pekin first eliminated. Stranahan's does crazy stuff that works. Let's see, Diego. All right, JG is here. We got Joey B. We got Echo Juliet. What's up, EJ? Nice to see you. We got Dan Watson, your name. What's going on? Dan Watson, your name. Little Barry is here. Ever lawyered up? I don't know what happened with that, Little Barry. That was pretty funny. Tim Romero is here. We got James Lay, LFG. Don't y'all sleep on that high wire pick. It's stupid good. Yeah, we're dropping a high wire pick this Friday. Jimmy Red high wire pick. If you guys are patrons, we'll kind of taste through it in the live stream as long as my palate's not destroyed. We'll go through that. Warren's Bar is here. What's up, Warren? Nice to see you, man. Dr. Sped, my bourbon buddy is here. Yeah, PFG number 3. That was surprising because again, that's more of an oaky tannic type of experience. But I'm actually happy to see that so high. That's a great whiskey. Scored ECBP B525 and JD Heritage today. Do I get the email that Jimmy read? Guess that's what overtime is for. There you go, Freeport Steve. Tim Cornet is here. We got John Legalbo. Sorry, John. Reese Mash is here. A-Brod. Dunny is here. What's up, Dunny? WV Whiskey. Doesn't drink 15 years old and it's hot, says WV Whiskey. I agree. That was my issue with it. Justin Jenkins is here. Tim Jurgensen. Kevin O'Malley. We got Rizzled is in the house. What's up, Rizzle? Rizzle my nizzle. Josh Fritz is here. Russ L. Isaac C. Matt's Palace. Bo's Wine Guy is here. Richard H. E.A. Farrar is here. What's up, man? What's up, Fritzy? Ben D. Guthrie is here. Chattanooga Whiskey Single Barrel Cast Strength Rye. Very nice. Paul Piotrowski is here. What's going on, Paul? Jay Porter is here. Nice to see you as always, man. Corvette Trey. Cheers, you good-looking mofos. Roger Reese. Eric Sawyer, and a bunch more coming in. Sorry if I missed you. Oh, we got the first super chat already from Diego. Cheers, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Week is halfway done. Kicking it off with the super chat. Go back here. And I just have to fast forward to the end here because I'm way behind. Okay. Sipping on the first Stagg I've been able to own, 25A, says Gary Pointer. That's always good when you get a Stagg. For sure. Always good when you get a track. I just did a little review of that one on Reddit, says Nathan Jurgensen. Fallout and Jason Lab, what more can I ask for? Fallout. Oh, Fallout. Playing Fallout. A Whiskey Adventures here, David Smith, and a bunch more coming in. Okay, so as promised last week, I totally forgot. Actually, I didn't forget, but the new Riff Sherry Rye was upstairs, so got it now. I have it here. It's in the glass. That's why it's so beautifully dark. Look at the color of that. Plus, the camera's looking pretty nice right now. This is a new camera I got, and it's actually looking pretty bespoke. I'm digging it. I'm digging the bespokeness of the camera. So I've been meaning to dive into this one. This is the 2025 edition of the new Riff Sherry Finish Rye. So I wanted to jump into this one. This is always one of my favorite releases that New Riff does. It's this is their malted rye that's has a sherry finish on it, and I don't know what it is. I think it's that malted rye characteristic, the chocolatey like texture that it has, plus the sherry on top of it. It just makes it such a nice dessert whiskey. It's 100 proof, I think. Pretty sure it's 100 proof. Oh no, it's 111.9. I'm sorry, I was like thinking New Riff's bottled and bond, but New Riff don't miss. Well, I think people miss on New Riff single barrels. Some of those New Riff single barrels I've had are not great. I don't know what people are picking out there. Sherry New Riff is solid. All right, let's dive into this here a little bit because I mean, amazingly, I do get the sherry. I get a little bit of that raisin note again. That sun-made raisin box. You crack it open, you just kind of get that waft of that. Maybe like Raisinets. Maybe it's more like Raisinets, the chocolate raisin note that you get coming out of the glass. Tom Jibby with the 20 gifted. Everybody say thank you to Mr. Chop Jimmy. Always gifting people beautiful memberships.
So beautiful.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Top Jimmy. Yeah, that's what it is. This is Raisinets. So, as you nose this, I think the rye is really prevalent, especially in the front of the nose. You get like that breadiness, almost like putting a slice of bread in some, like toast it. Get a slice of bread in the toaster, toast it up a little bit, like a mid toast, medium toast, not overly toasted. But then there's just like, yeah, man, the raisinette note is crazy in this to me. I don't think I've ever felt like I've gotten it that dark before. Let's give this a try. Cheers, guys. Let me know what you're sipping. Yeah, there it is. The sherry is prevalent. It's not too earthy. It doesn't come off as overdone. It's integrated. I always talk about that, a finish being integrated from front to back, not just being a layer on top of the whiskey. This is completely through and through, completely integrated through the entire palate. This is nice. That's a really good rye. You know, it's too bad I didn't have this when I started doing my rye rankings. I don't know, maybe I just saw this late. It released late, but I think this would have done pretty good. So that breadiness transitions very quickly into the raisinets, into oak, into sherry. The dryness of the sherry is very prevalent, especially towards the back end of the palate. It comes in, it almost sucks the moisture out of the back of the palate just because of that dry sherry influence that I think it has, but it also brings a little bit of a black cherry type of note to the back end of it. And then it just finishes into a nice little rye spice. You get hints of black pepper, maybe a little crushed red pepper in there too. But again, the sherry is fully integrated through and through. You get a little bit in the front, you get definitely more on the mid palate, and then the back palate just turns into, I think, more of a drying influence from sherry rather than the flavor influence. However, you do get that little pop of black cherry there, which is nice. This is I mean, the nose is getting better and better. This is fantastic. Man, it's dark, it's delicious. New Riff just killing it again with these releases. Here's the thing: like last year, I don't know what it was last year. I felt like last year it tasted a little brighter, but this year it gets back to what I think like the first one tasted like, which is really nice. It's a great whiskey, man. Something special about that KC over there? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that one. We'll talk about that KC. Jason, what do you use for lighting? Whiskey Adventure. I have one big box light right here. One big box light. That's it. That's all I use. One big box light. And I feel like the lighting could actually be a little bit warmer. I think that's something I need to set up on the camera though. I just wanted to try out the new camera tonight, see what it looked like. I feel like it looks good, but I feel like it could be a tad warmer. So I might switch some settings around for next week. But I love the way it's focusing up and everything. It looks good. Light bulbs. Jason has a natural glow. I do have a natural glow a little bit. Okay. What else do we got here? It's a bit dark on your left. Yeah, I mean that's the point. That's how I like to light it because um I learned from a photographer, you kind of have one that's a little bit more off center, kind of facing this way, because it's more like natural light. If you think about it, when you're outside in the sun is never fully, the sun is always from one direction. So if you're looking straight ahead, unless you're looking straight up, the sun is always going to hit you from one direction. So your one side of your face is always going to be a little bit darker. So I like to have it on an angle. So Jason loved the Zoom event last night. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That's right. Keep it tight. Bespoke lighting. It looks tight. Keep it tight. Yeah, I just think I need to fix the warmth a little bit, just judging by this. And I think once I do that and dial that in, I think this is gonna look really good. So, all right. Let's go into some news stories because we have two blinds we're going to do tonight, especially the big George T. Stagg one. So we'll get into it. Also, actually, before I do that, I'm going to introduce a little bit of a new segment on my Wednesday night live streams because I just don't get the chance to do, what's on the shelf Wednesday very often, very much. Very often, very much. Did I just say that? Yeah, I did. I want to do a segment each and every night now, or each and every Wednesday night, where I taste a new brand, a new random brand that I find on the shelf and see how it is. So I'll be just, walking through the liquor store and picking out a brand I've never tried before. And there's a lot of them in Ohio. There's a lot of new brands just hanging around that I haven't tried. So I grabbed one the other day. And this is called Andy's Old Number 5 Bourbon. Created by history, crafted by hand. Legendary Ohio frontier whiskey. And let's get the bottle cam. You guys got to see this label. All right. Man on the street. Yeah. Let's get this rolling. Does this work here? It does. All right. So here's Andy's old number 5 bourbon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Anybody in Ohio seen this? Does that say Indian Creek Distillery? So I know nothing about this. So I'm going into this extreme, like just completely blind. Don't know what it is. Don't know anything about this distillery. But that's going to be the fun of this segment, just to try different stuff. Maybe we find some hidden gems along the way each week, guys. Let's see. But Andy's got some darkness. Ohio was the frontier in 1870. Let's see if it says anything on the back. It does. It says a lot of shit. That's really hard to read text for me. The character of the is the character of the now. Oh, the character of the whiskey is the character of the now. Is that what that says? Okay. From 2025, batch 6, bottle 10. All right. Let's see what we got here. I mean, the color's not bad. Look at the color of this. I mean, that's pretty dark. So we're gonna try this one out here. Let's see what this is. It's definitely time for readers. You know what? I'm gonna get a pair this week and next week. This weekend I'm gonna get some readers, and next week you're gonna see me with readers. I'm gonna break them out. Oh yeah, the proof. Proof here. Where does it even say the proof? Nope. Dude, where's the information on this shit? Oh, here it is. What does that say? Oh, it's 90 proof. 90 proof on this one. All right, well, it smells young, and it smells a little smoky. Lots of barrel smoke here. It's corny. It's a little corn forward. Yeah, it's a little weak sauce. Weak sauce, Reesmash. Joe the Sample Guy says, wearing readers now. It's got like this burnt caramel note to it, which I don't mind. I mean, it's coming in, 90 proof as well. It's not punching you with flavor, but I wouldn't say it lacks sweetness. I would say it may lack a little refinement. Again, I don't know how old this is. If I had to guess, this could be like a 4-year-old product, 5, maybe 6. But I would probably still say 4 to 5. Do readers help after you've had 5 pours? It depends on what you drank. Hey, what's up? Tom's Hanley's here. Katie Turk, I see. I don't know. It's not terrible. I'm not hating on this. This actually is pretty decent. I mean, it's not the most complex whiskey. It's got like a sneaky finish on the end, little spice there, a little black pepper, some like finely ground black pepper, I think. And then I don't know. This might be actually going downhill with more airtime. I feel like the youthful notes are coming out more. Yeah, it's corn forward. It's very charry. A lot of barrel char there, but there is some sweetness, but yeah, it's just not. Again, I would have to do my research as far. Oh, there we go. Website says we have reviewed the fine old craft of double copper pot distillation. Oh, there it is, copper pot distillation. Well, that explains the spiciness for it being a low proof. That copper pot really gives it some spice, and it does. It has a copper still or copper pot distilled. It's got that texture. It's got a nice texture for a 90 proofer, but it also has like that metallic quality that you get in a younger copper pot distilled whiskey. Maybe that's what it is. It's metallic a little bit. I mean, it's not awful. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Andy's old number 5 will be better with some age. Right now, it's not like super off-putting, but there are elements of it that aren't very pleasing either. I just think it's kind of falling somewhere in the middle. I think the best part of it is the texture and it has that underlying like brown sugar, almost burnt toffee sweetness that I think is really nice. But there's a lot of overlying, youthful quality to it. And on top of that, you have again that like metallic, maybe like copper pot still note that you sometimes get on younger stills like that. So, or younger whiskeys distilled from those stills. Let's see here. Let's wait for all number 6. Willet pot still. How much was it? This one, it wasn't very expensive. I think it was like $40, $35, $40, if I remember correctly. Batch 6. So I'm going to wait for like batch 15 and revisit it and see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to go back to the sherry bomb. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, now we're back. $40. There you go. $35, $40. We're like Andy's young number 5. Jason, my recent copper pot gem is preservation weeded bourbon. Yeah, that one's actually not bad. I could get on board with that, Richie Z. All right, let's get into a couple news stories here and then some new labels that set the whiskey sphere on fire. That's right, on fire. Let's get into the latest news with Uncle Nearest. A Georgia-based investor group has formally expressed interest in acquiring the assets of Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey as the Tennessee distiller remains under federal receivership. The Spirits Business reported Monday. So in August, it was reported that Uncle Nearest was facing a lawsuit from a creditor claiming the company had defaulted on more than $100 million in loans. Now, Next Gen 2780, a registered domestic limited partnership, submitted a letter of intent to the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Tennessee on January 8th, outlining a proposal to purchase all of Uncle Nearest assets and resolve its $108 million debt to Farm Credit Mid-America. The letter was addressed to the U.S. District Judge Charles E. Atchley, Jr., who is overseeing the case. Now, according to the filing, Next Gen 2780's proposal includes paying off the secured debt, providing additional working capital, covering court and receivership-related expenses, and offering an exit framework for current equity holders. Any transaction would require court approval and sign-off from the appointed receiver. Now, the guy's name here is Walter Miles. He's the general partner, and he said in the letter that the group first presented the proposal to Farm Credit Mid-America, Uncle Nearest, and the receiver in October of 2025, so a little bit ago. He raised concerns that the length of the receivership process could erode the brand's value over time. So the letter argues that prolonged proceedings could damage Uncle Nearest's relationship with distributors and vendors, complicate employer retention, and weaken the brand's position in the market. So, I mean, honestly, it just means they're trying to, get it to move faster, sooner than later, I guess you should say. So the partnership initially listed 5 general partners, and let's see here. As a domestic limited partnership, Next Gen 2780 operates under Georgia law, with general partners managing the business and assuming liability. So just something to watch on that aspect. It's nothing that, we have to, worry. It's just something to keep an eye on. And, I think this was brought up in a couple of other podcasts. I'm pretty sure Bourbon Pursuit talked about it, how, look out for another person or another, whether it be an investor, hedge fund, somebody coming in with a bunch of money to maybe help Uncle Nearest and save it. You make a lot of relationships within the industry over the years. You never know, who the Weavers could be talking to, who they know, and maybe asking for help from the right people. So that's where it's going. So is Fawn Weaver losing her company? Probably should. I don't know, because if you talk to Fawn Weaver about it, as we heard last week, she's blaming the entire this whole, fuckery, for lack of a better term, on the old CFO. So she's not really taking a lot of accountability for it. It seems like anytime there's a story about it, she deflects or has a defense for it. And as we found out last week, she's putting it all on the CFO. The CFO denies any wrongdoing. So obviously somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. But I think I'm guessing that this I guess corporate entity, this investment group, is coming in. And actually, what's their name again? The Next Gen 2780. I think there's a connection with them and Fawn Weaver, and she's maybe asking for help, or they've come in to kind of help, save the brand a little bit. So we'll see what happens as it goes forward. I blame all my. I mean, if you talk to every inmate in prison, you'll find a lot of curiously innocent men. Well, yeah, exactly. It's actually a good way to put it, Jason. So I don't think we'll ever know the truth of exactly what happened. Everyone's going to have their stories, their spins, everything in between. But I think as we go along, I think it looks like Uncle Nearest could be given a pretty big lifeline from this Next Gen company. So we'll keep an eye on it. Something good to look at. Yeah, they're out of Georgia, Johns Creek, Georgia. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay. It's not the first time she has ran a company into trouble, says Brian Newton. I mean, it is what it is, man. Not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's. I'm just saying that if there's a pattern there, then that's where it gets tricky. Okay, let's get into this one real quick. And it happens to do with the bottle that is sitting next to me. And this was a total surprise to me when walking into OHLQ. Eli Manning and Knob Creek reunite for a limited edition bourbon release. That's right. With the Super Bowl approaching in a matter of weeks, Eli Manning has once again joined forces with the legendary James B. Distilling for a limited edition whiskey offering. On Wednesday, the brand unveiled Deep Breath Knob Creek Single Barrel Cask Strength Bourbon, the Eli Manning's Bold Pick 2026 batch. The elaborately named whiskey is now available nationwide at proof points ranging from 112.2 to 121.6, hosting a suggested retail price of $69.99 per bottle. Though the bourbon does not declare an age statement front and center on the label, appears to have been barreled on April 14th, 2016, and bottled on December 10th, 2025, meaning it's approximately 9 years and 8 months old. At this point in the season, you made your calls, and it's now seeing them through. Manning said in a news release, handpicking this barrel was a bold pick of its own, balancing, uncompromising, and full of character. You ready for the tasting notes, guys? In true Jim Beam fashion, fans can expect robust aromas of vanilla and toasted oak, followed by flavors of roasted nuts and warm spice. There you go. Get ready. It doesn't taste or sound anything like from Jim Beam, right? Eli's brother and fellow quarterback Peyton Manning also has his own spirits brand, a blend of Kentucky and Tennessee bourbons dubbed Sweetens Cove, Tennessee. The jury is still out on whose whiskey reigns supreme. I don't know. I think choosing between Knob Creek or the Tennessee Cove, I'm probably going to go with Knob Creek. Just saying. So, yeah, we're going to roast those nuts. We're going to get them roasted. Or we're going to try the roasted nuts. So here it is. I thought, now, a little bit of history on this. I think this is the third year Eli Manning has done this. So 2 years ago, I think it was just going to be released in New Orleans, or Louisiana, I should say. You know, big family lineage in Louisiana. That's where they grew up. Obviously, their father, Archie, and, you know, Peyton. So big link to Louisiana. So then last year, I think they did it again, and it was a little bit more widely available. Now it seems like they're going all in here on the third year. And now we have this. So here's the bottle. I walked in and just saw this. There it is. I don't know if you could see that. Eli Manning Bold Pick 2026 batch. 116.4 proof, as we found out. These are around 9 years, 8 months old. So just shy of 10. But yeah, I couldn't believe it was there. So I'm going to do a short review on this at some point. But let's see if Eli Manning can pick a barrel of whiskey. So we'll get into this here. Wow, sounds like bourbon-flavored bourbon. Roast these nuts. Uncle Nearest sounds like Old Health South with former CEO Richard. What did that say? All right, I'm trying not to get wax everywhere. So, all right. America. Oh, the sounds of whiskey YouTube. All right, let's get into it. Uncle Nearest sounds like Old Health. Sorry, I missed it. I'll buy it. Jason, how are you feeling about the Mets now with all the new pickups? Truck Nuts is a wild tasting notes, and I love it. What? Truck Nuts. I I don't know. It's a weird year for the Mets. It's hard to get excited when the Dodgers just keep doing what they do, honestly. But honestly, anything can happen in a given season. I don't know. It's just going to be a weird lineup. I don't think the Mets have truly replaced the run production of Alonso, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think the Mets are done. I think they need to go get they need to get some pitching. So I think that's going to be the next move. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's going to be a really weird, different lineup. I do love Bo Bichette. I love that acquisition. So we'll see what happens. Ooh, I do get toasted nuts. Honey roasted peanuts. Actually, a lot of honey on this. Wow, the honey actually really is coming out of the glass. I don't know if this is, from the just because it's a fresh crack, but man, I'm getting a lot of honey here. Wigwag Workshop says, how is Eli's palate though? Yeah, I don't know. We're about to find out. And did Eli really pick this, or did they just like throw some barrels together and be like, here, we'll give you these? I don't know. It actually comes off like Booker's Light. I know it's kind of I don't know. I guess you could pretty much say that about any Knob Creek, but this is like all right. If anybody, again, I don't know about the other offerings from here, but if you find the 116.4 single barrel, 116.4 proof, 116.4 proof, if you find that and you're a fan of the really heavy peanutty Bookers with the shells and that really like drying shell note that you get on some of those old Bookers, the old peanut shell note, then you're going to love this. Because this is like old school Bookers to me. Probably without like those super harsh proof and the tannins. There is some oak there, but man, this is like just straight up peanut shell. I think the caramel does come in a little bit. You do get a little bit of sweet oak. Very typical Knob Creek. There's no fruit whatsoever. This is Booker's Light, man. If you like those real dusty, bar floor shelled peanuts types of notes on your Bookers, then that's what Eli Manning likes, because this is real peanutty. That's going to be a no from me, dude, says Adam Shelton. yeah, actually, Big Wild. It is. It's a little old tubish. It's old tub with a little bit more age to it. Cheers, hopping on late. Fawn Weaver posted on socials from Memphis last week. Apparently, she came in town and signed a bunch of bottles at a local store chain. Oh, there you go. Seems like a fair amount of the cast strength KC picks so far have been under or barely over 120. So I wonder if they're mainly pulling from lower in the Rick House. I mean, Kenneth, there's definitely certain sections that they pull from Rick Houses for single barrel selections. That's just how it works. Obviously, if you're special brand or a special group, or you have a lot of money, you can get some stuff pulled from different parts. But generally, you're going to get some stuff that's, kind of tagged for single barrels. And I do feel like Knob Creek cast strength picks have been consistently, I'm not going to say they all taste like this, but I've had better than this. But I don't know. Maybe Eli Manning likes that harsh nuttiness. Fight Polio says, mine isn't peanut heavy. Really? Okay. Just showed up. Did I miss the GTS review? No, we're getting into that. Okay. Yeah, maybe the peanuttiness is dissipating a little bit as you sip this. I think it's getting a little bit more caramel, but I'm still getting that nice honey roasted peanut that you get from Booker's. But this is as balanced and even keel as a Knob Creek pick can be. There's nothing really off profile. There's nothing really standing out. This is as it gets, which is kind of very Eli Manning. Think about it. He's got a sneaky, funny personality, but he's very low key, and I feel like that's what this embodies a little bit. So, okay. All right, let's take a break there because we got to get into this blind tasting. But before we do that, let's get into what set the whiskey verse on fire. A little bit of Elmer T. Lee news. I got things to say about this. Let's get into it. If you guys saw the TTB, the 40-year anniversary Elmer T. Lee. That's right, 40-year anniversary Elmer T. Lee hit the TTB. Also, credit Instagram Coming Whiskey for posting this. This is the 40-year anniversary of Elmer T. Lee. I mean, if there's an anniversary that Buffalo Trace can make us spend money for, I mean, they're going to do it. That's probably going to be the side label. Here is the bottom, uncut and unfiltered Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, 127.8 proof. And then here, hand selected from Buffalo Trace's finest barrels. Each bottle of Elmer T. Lee single barrel carries his legacy as a pioneer, marketing, bespoke, unfiltered commemorative release, preserves that original vision, honoring the tradition established by Elmer T. Lee. So, two things to take away from here. One, no age statement. There's no age statement here. And two, is this just hand-selected barrels of... It just seems like it's hand-selected barrels of Blanton straight from the barrel. I mean, you know, when you talk about the whiskey verse and, you know, different brands that come out and a lot of these brands putting out kind of the same whiskey and different packaging. I mean, Jim Beam's been doing it, obviously, at just at a ridiculous rate the last few years. Buffalo Trace does it. So it's like, it's kind of funny, like Jim Beam does it. Everyone kind of is like, it's just this, repackaged, repurposed. Heaven Hill does it. Oh, just another brand, repackaged, repurposed. Buffalo Trace does it. And it's like, oh my God, I got to have it. It's amazing. Like Buffalo Trace can do no wrong. But I'm telling you, it's hard for me to get excited for that because it just feels like it's Blanton straight from the barrel in a different bottle. Now, if it comes out in the end, like when the press release comes out and that thing actually drops, first of all, we don't know the price point. Probably going to be, well, you know, actually Buffalo Trace keeps things pretty affordable, but you know, the secondary market and the resale market value is going to have these stupid high. That's just the way it goes with anything Buffalo Trace, especially an anniversary bottle. But will this be actually something that's going to have a higher age to it? Or are they just taking what we get now from Blanton straight from the barrel? Okay, maybe hand selecting some special ones, blending them together and putting them in this release. I think either way, this is going to be one of those viral whiskeys. Everyone's going to go nuts for it. Everyone's going to want to find it. And I just don't know if, I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited for that one. Just because, you know, at a time when Buffalo Trace just releases a lot of stuff now, and it's a lot of really expensive stuff, something like that, it's like, at least give us an age statement or something. And I know you guys want to hear it, so I might as well just play it because most of us.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
We're never going to get it. We're never going to see it. Most of us probably won't see it. If I get it, it's most likely going to be through secondary or unicorn. And while it's going to pain me to pay a shit ton of money to get that bottle, you know, I do want to do a review of it and see how it is and see if it is anything special. Again, that's just kind of the curiosity that's within me as a whiskey reviewer. But I will say up front, it's hard for me to get very excited about that bottle because it just seems like it's going to be a repackaged Bland straight from the barrel. I don't know, man. It's I have this Eli Manning 116.1 bottle. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, it's sweet. It's pretty good. I think it's actually getting better with some airtime. So I'm going to let that, I'm going to do a full review on that, a short video, and we'll see how it goes. But it's getting, I don't know, I think it's getting a little better. The nose is certainly getting better. Yeah, it's sweet. I mean, maybe Eli Manning has a sweet tooth. Let's see here. GoFundMe for Jason's ETL. Never going to see it, but I'll take a sample. Doesn't Age International own Elmer T. Lee? No, they just own Bland's. They just own Bland's. Let's see. It would be nice if it was widely available and affordable, like the Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell 70th. I mean, here's the thing, though. Even if it was wildly available, you know, flippers are going to buy them by the case if they can, just to flip them. So, unfortunately, we're still in that age where flipping, especially anything from Buffalo Trace, is very, very. You just know it's going to happen. So, Jason, it's safe to say both Mannings love bourbon. I guess I've never really heard Peyton talk about bourbon. I know he's invested in the bourbon. I actually talked to, so I met Eli Manning a couple of years ago, and I actually asked him, and he said he does like to drink bourbon. So I don't know about Peyton, but Eli likes to sip on bourbon here and there. So there you go. Jason, any idea when you get the extras I sent? Get to the extras. I don't know, AW Whiskey. We'll see. I have a lot of samples to get to, but I will definitely keep you posted. So does Kardashian. Okay. So just something to look out for, guys. I mean, we don't know when this is releasing, but it just would have been nice to see a nice big H statement on here somewhere. It just doesn't. It just says hand selected from Buffalo Trace's finest barrel. So I think what they're doing is taking maybe the best of the best, those center cut, beautiful parts of the rick house, maybe pulling from those. And so, chances are this could be really good. It could be like the best blends straight from the barrel you had, just batched together and released through the Elmer 40th. So we'll see what happens. Angel's Envy has a new cellar collection coming out. And this one is going to be straight rye whiskey finished in peach brandy and toasted oak barrels. So now we have toasted oak and peach brandy. So this is like marshmallows and peaches. And I mean, sweet tooth central. Again, a lot of these finishes and a lot of what we're seeing, these whiskeys are getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. I mean, if you're down with it, go for it. But to me, that's not my thing personally. But if it's your thing, go crazy. Peach, people have kind of a weird thing with peach. Either they love it or they really don't like it at all. Abraham Bowman, special release. Looks like they're coming out with a whiskey finished in a sherry cask. I'm really interested in maybe trying this. Looks like it's a good proof point there. Again, talking about, I mean, essentially this is, Abraham Bowman. They've done some unique releases, some unique finishes, Chinquapin oak, sweet oak. They've done a couple of others, but sherry finish, I think I would like to taste their whiskey and sherry. Their whiskey is already pretty inherently sweet, so sherry finish should, as long as it's integrated and not just kind of put on top of it, we'll see what that comes out. I don't know what this whiskey is, but I just thought the label was kind of cool. Chicken Duck. Chicken Duck cask collection weeded, finish in Armagnac cask. Look at this. 92 proof whiskey. I just thought the label was kind of cool. I like it. Chicken Duck. We already have chicken cock. Why not chicken duck? Let's go. I'm all about it. Chicken Duck. It seems like Heaven Hill is not going to stop with the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass series. And it looks like they're coming out with I can't even see that. What does that say? French oak. Heaven Hill Grain to Glass French oak. Now, you guys know me and French oak, so they better not fuck this one up. I'm just saying. I love French oak. I hope they do that one pretty well, but we'll see what happens. The grain to glasses have been very, very hit and miss for me. More misses than hits. The whole Chinquapin line was, I like the weeded over the other two. The other two were kind of weird to me. The weeded one wasn't too bad. Sealbox looks like they're coming out with a 17-year Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I'm wondering if this is more of the Barton stuff that's still hanging out, those high-age Barton barrels that are going to be that have been hitting the market for quite a while, at least the end of 2025 into this year. So I'm guessing that's what that is. It's 17 years old, unless it's some more Buffalo Turkey hanging out. But I'm guessing that's Barton stuff. We have Barrel Bourbon coming out with a cigar blend, bourbon whiskey finished in Madeira, Armagnac, rum, and Hungarian oak. So we have, 4 different finishes. Again, cigar blend does not have a traditional, a traditional, I guess, process that you have to use in order to become a cigar blend. You kind of use whatever you want and name it cigar blend. So this is their version. So bourbon whiskey finished in Madeira, Armagnac, rum, and Hungarian oak. That actually sounds kind of good. I'd be interested to try that. 111.2 proof. And I think that's it as far as the news stories. Yeah. So good amount of stuff coming out. We're starting to see more labels on the TTB. I'm going to probably wait another month or so and then do a full video on all the new stuff coming out here in 2026. So, yep. HH has many labels on TTB for US 150th anniversary written. Yeah, the Rittenhouse 10-year we saw. The single barrel 117, 111. Yeah, selected by veterans. Yep. I mean, every year, Heaven Hill Jim Beam just has just a boatload of freaking crazy labels. You have me at Madeira. Should get Russell 17 this year. Russell 17? I don't know if we'll get Russell 17. I don't know because we're getting Cheesy Gold Foil this year. We're getting this year. I don't think I got rid of it. This is what we're getting this year. Wild Turkey's getting the Austin Nichols Archives. So we're getting Wild Turkey Gold Foil Edition, age 16 years. That's what we're getting here in 2026. I don't think we're getting the Russells we're getting this year is going to be this one, the Eddie Russell's 45th anniversary, which is still technically a 13-year product. The bottom of the label still says 13 years. Now, again, that could be the youngest whiskey in the blend. There could be a lot older stuff in there. But yeah, Russell Reserve, we are getting a 13-year again, but it's going to be a 45th anniversary. 45th versus 40th. Eddie Russell versus Elmer T. Lee. But this is going to be the big release this year from Wild Turkey. It's this Austin Nichols Archives Gold Foil. People are going to go just absolutely ape shit for this. So, yeah, no joke. That's what we're getting from Turkey. No, that's real. That is not a Jason special. That's real. All right, guys. So, as I said, I put together in I guess with reaction to Fred Minnick putting GTS as his number one whiskey of the year. GTS 2025. I have just put together a random blind with some high proof, higher age whiskeys, old and new, including the 2024 George T. Stagg from last year, just to see how it holds up. Let's see how it does. So in here, I have, what did I put in here? I have a King Kentucky from 2021. I have last year's George T. Stagg, well, now 2 years ago, 2024. I have my Drum Key Hazmat Solo number 1, which is an 8-year Green River. I have the Camp Nelson E from Russell's Reserve. And the reason why I picked that is because the Camp Nelson Russell's Reserve single Rickhouse was so fruit forward. I'm like, I want to see how this does against this George T. Stagg. So I threw that one in the mix. Also have one of the Elkwood 18-year Bartons in the mix, the store pick that I got. Let's see how that holds up. It's actually older than George T. Stagg. Let's see if it does better. What else? And I have a Buffalo Turkey in there, the Sweet 16, which is a pick that I did. So let's see. I don't know. Can a Buffalo Turkey take it out? Let's see how good we do here for the George T. Stagg. So I'm just gonna mix these up here. And let's see how we go. So it's a hit or flight for sure. Definitely a hit or flight. And I did find some more music here to play, some new music, because I'm just getting bored with the old stuff. So let's there we go. My Buffalo Turkey was a dud, says SP Drazer 3. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, those Buffalo Turkeys, I'm telling you, don't buy them unless you know who's picking them. There's a lot of dud ass barrels out there. No Oakley 15? No, I don't. No Oakley 15. I don't own an Oakley. All right, first class here. Who we got? On a 2023 GTS at Bevmo, they for 180. Holy shit, Reese Match. That's awesome. That's how you get cardboard notes. No, I don't think your blend had any trouble getting cardboard notes. Yeah, the Sugar Lips is the other one, but this is the Sweet 16. This is crazy sweet. I mean, I wonder if this is the Buffalo Turkey just starting off here. Mets trading for Freddie Peralta from the Brewers, just announced. Nice. There you go. See, they needed. I told you they needed some pitching. Wait, Freddie Peralta's a pitcher, right? I mean, that's very proofy, but also very sweet, very flavorful all the way through. It's grapey, it's cherry, it's drying. I do think that That palate comes in and definitely dries you out. You get all these little indentations of sweet, spice, more sweet, then proof, and then more sweet at the very back end, then a little dryness as it just goes from front to back. Mets going to be off-season champs again with no payoff. I mean, probably. That's just, I mean, you never know. I mean, baseball is a weird sport. Baseball is that sport that you think you have it figured out and then you don't. But I will say people have kind of figured out that the Dodgers are the best team. And until you knock off the Dodgers, who knows? All right, let's go to number 2 here. Seahawks will be playing in 2 weeks. Go Hawks. Anyone have any thoughts? All right, this one smells amazing. This smells fantastic. Oh, this is like oak and this is like a cross between a bit of honey candy and Werther's Original. Oh man. Oh, that smells fantastic. Again, chocolate, grapey, very similar to the first one a little bit, but more interesting on the nose, I think. There you go, Freddie Peralta to the Mets. It's real. Bourbon Bill in the house. Braves fan here. I hate baseball. Adam Shelton. Yeah, Freddie Peralta to the Mets. Holy shit! That's probably why my phone's going off. Yeah, that is. I'm getting all sorts of. Whatchamacallit? News notifications. I say put the William Heavenhill 19 in there as well. No, I know for a fact William Heavenhill 19 beats the shit out of the George T. Stagg 2025. And I don't care what anybody says. Heavenhill 19 is the perfect whiskey. It is the perfect bourbon. Well, let me rephrase that. It's the perfect bourbon for 19 years old. I mean, again, it's very seldom you see a bourbon of that age come together to offer that type of proof and that type of complexity without getting either too hot or over oaked. It's the chef's kiss. It's amazing. It is. It's perfect, Adam. Yeah, the nose is perfect. The palate does just crazy things. Long finish, viscosity everything about it. It's amazing. It's amazing whiskey. All right, let's go to number 3 here. I mean, these are all going to be pretty sweet. This one's coming in very sweet as well. A little bit of a cherry Twizzler note here. Heavenhill 22 year this year, going to beat it. I don't know. You think, Nathan, do we know the proof of that 22 year? Did they post the proof of that? I can't remember. That's a bold statement. They couldn't improve it in any way. I mean, yeah, you could slap like Nathan just said, the 22 year is going to beat it. But what if the 22 year, the number's higher than 19, but are all those components going to come together so perfectly like it did in the 19? I don't know. What if it does get too oaky on the 22? I'm just saying, it's tough. It's tough to beat. Oh, 130s? Okay. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe it will beat it. I'm actually getting some mango notes on here. Not mango. I'm sorry. Wrong fruit. Yeah, there's something very bright and tropical on here. The finish on that one is kind of getting me. That one is a little bit more bitter than 1 and 2. 1 and 2 gives you a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more refinement on the back end of this one. Number 3 is just kind of little the finish is really good. And then all of a sudden there's like this, the very end of it, it just kind of gets a little bit too, there's a medicinal quality that it has. Interesting. Hack and Mac, what aren't we blinding? I don't know if it's apricot. It just still might be like that cherry Twizzler note, but it's like brighter than I thought it was. All right, let's go to number 4 here. Oh, number 4 smells incredible. This is actually really dark compared to the other ones. Yeah, these are all really bright and sweet. That one too. That one's really grapey. This one's cherry Twizzler. This one's a little darker. Number 4 is fantastic. That is rich. It is oaky, caramelly, molassesy. It kind of glides into this butter pecan note, butter pecan, dare I say butter pecan, as it just gets right into the finish. Again, I think this one has some good age. It's a little bit drying on the back end. I think it's a melon note, Adam. I think that's what I'm picking up on 3. It's a little bit of a melon note. It's like cherry melon. That's what it is. It's melon. Thank you, Adam. I think it's melon. Jason, you still endorse that product called The Good? No, but I still use it. I didn't get a lot of return on that. I didn't get a lot of traction when I did that skincare, that men's skincare line on my channel. I basically got made fun of it for, like an entire month. I mean, I get it, but yeah, I did one ad. They paid me for it, but after that, that was it. That was like, okay, we're not gonna work with you again because nobody bought shit. So there you go. You see the new Abraham Bowman Cherry Finish LE. Do you think this will be the Bowman LE release this year, or it will be the Rye label already approved? Jason Martinez. Yeah, we just showed it earlier, Jason. If you missed it, yeah, here it is. We showed it on the screen. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. So yeah, we showed this. Yeah, I think this has a chance to be something really good. So I'm looking forward to trying that. Hot take, I like honeydew. So Ken Davis, I think Blade and Bow would actually do really well. The only thing the Blade and Bow doesn't have in this blind is the proof. But the Blade and Bow, you talk about a perfect whiskey. Blade and Bow is another perfect whiskey. For 30 years old, I still want to buy one of those, to be honest. I just haven't come across one yet, but I would buy it. Actually, I think someone emailed me that they had one. Maybe I'll email them back. I want that whiskey. Lopi Start. I tasted a sample of it here, but that I got sent from Drums and Drams from Cameron. But if I get a bottle of it anytime soon, I will do that. Man, number 4 is very different from the others. This is, I mean, you talk about cherry, but this has very, very rich. This is cherry molasses chocolate with now we're talking about apricot, a little bit of apricot in here too. That thing's crazy. What is that? It's got some funkiness to it. A little bit of like a burnt rubber type of thing going on. Man, coming off these other ones, this thing is wild. Very fruit forward. This is probably the most viscous out of all the ones I've had tonight. That one's good. 4 and 5 are killing it right now. Let's go to 6. Dream Spirits, awesome, amazing barrels. Yes. I might be doing something with Dream Spirits this year. We'll see. What's up, Fort Wayne, Indiana? Congrats on your championship. What's the most you would spend for PFG? 500 seems crazy, but it's winning awards. I don't think it's a $500 bourbon. I understand that people want that one because it finished high for me. It finished high for Minnick. It finished high in some other lists. I don't know if I'd go that high. Oh man, Adam, this is melon too. There's a uniqueness here going through it. There's a very interesting. I mean, this has melon. That one has melon. It'll be interesting to find out which ones these are. Yeah, the BB30 is Bernheim. Man, that's good too. Wow. Also very proofy, very hit you in the face. Woo. That's nice. Melon bourbon and the infinite sadness. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting melon tonight so much. That's interesting. So, like, a couple of notes. Do you guys pick up bubblegum easily? I feel like bubblegum is a note that I hear a lot of reviewers say, but it's something I don't know if I equate, but it's like, then you say it and then I smell it and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that is a little bit of bubblegum. I think I equate it more to just kind of like a bright fruit, like juicy fruit gum, but people just say bubblegum. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could see that. Do you guys get bubblegum like pretty easily often when you're nosing whiskey? I'm just curious. Jonathan Faulkner says, yes, it depends on the whiskey. If it's there, sure. I get bubblegum in rye, says Kenneth Rathburn. Bubblegum, yeah, so I think bubblegum I do get in rye for sure. Ray O'Hara says, I never get candy notes. A lot of people are saying I get bubblegum in rye. Okay. Juicy fruit is the gum I get mostly, and maybe because that was the gum my grandmother used to buy all the time. Yeah, the baseball card bubble gum. That's what I equate it to, Trav. Yep. Wow. This last one is friggin' delicious. Notes of Barry Bonds rookie card. Oh man, this is fantastic. All right. So 1, 2, and 3 for me are. I'll go through this one more time. I can't take big sips. I got to save my pal for Blendageddon here. But let's go through this one more time here. Let me get a little bit of water. Yeah, I don't equate bubble gum with licorice. Licorice to me is that black licorice note. I don't mind getting it on rye, especially if it's like the sweet fennel or even like a star anise type of note. I can't take like the licorice, fake sweet licorice note. That kills it for me. That just takes me back to my grandparents drinking sambuca in the in the dining room with all their friends on a Friday night. I'm trying to watch TV and they're all drunk, hooting and hollering, and I can't hear the TV, and they're drinking sambuca like crazy, eating meatballs and Zeppelis, and oh my gosh, those were the days though, man. Like it annoyed me then, but I miss it now. All right, let's go back through these real quick. They used to drink the black sambuca. I like one. One's good. Two's better. Well, going back to 2 now, I really like 2. Woo. Go to 3. Three is good, but I hate the finish on 3. Kind of kills it on 3. These are all relatively delicious. There's just, I'm nitpicking here. I just really curious to see where the GTS 2025 falls. This thing is gnarly. Wow. I kind of really like that. That's just, it's the most different out of everything. Oh, that's really good too. I think these are going to be my top 3 right here. These 3 are fantastic. These 4 have a little work to do. So I'm going to keep these 3 here. We'll just, we'll rank these 4 right here. Which one do I like the most? Which ones do I like the least? I think I like that one the most. I like 1 and 2 pretty close. It's really a battle from 3 and 4 to get first or last. I think I like 3 a little bit more than 4. So I'm going to, man, between these 2, I'm just going to keep it as is. Honestly, there's no losers here. I'm going to keep this like that. I'm going to slide these 3 in, and we're going to find out what we have as far as the top 3. These are the 3 I really like. Oh, man. All 3 of these just are fantastic. This might be my number 1. It's so funky, delicious. Yeah, I'm just going to keep that like that. All right, here's my ranking. These high proofers, the more you drink them, it's too much. I have to really stop sipping this because I'm going to get my palate burned out. I don't want to do that before the Blendageddon. So let's find out what we have here. Really, it's the bottom 4. I'm curious. These top 3, I mean, these could be 1, 2, 3. Switch them around any day of the week. But let's find out what these bottom 4 are. This is the D. And the D goes to... Wow, that sucks. It's the drum key solo 1. Really? Yeah, you know why? Because it's the age. It just doesn't have the age to compete with these. Wow. I mean, it's good on its own, man. You put this stuff in front of like some higher age stuff. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Hey man, that's why I threw that shit in there. I could have lied. I could have said it was something else, but nope. That's awesome. Okay, let's see what gets second to last. The second to last might surprise you more. It's actually the George T. Stagg 2025. Got second to last. I don't know. This was the one that I said had the weird finish. It just proves my point. Like I don't understand the love for this from 2025. I think it's a very mediocre George T. Stagg. I think it's barely mediocre. I don't know. It's my opinion. It's one man's opinion. Letter E. Letter E goes to the George T. Stagg 2024. 136.1 proof. Fourth place. Letter F. The Russell's Camp Nelson E single rickhouse. Shit. Third place. Letter C. The Buckner Sweet 16 Buffalo Turkey. Look at that. Second place. The Elkwood 18 year, which means first place goes to King, Kentucky. So there you have it. King, Kentucky gets first place. Elkwood 18, the Barton, the barrel pick, gets second. Friggin' third place goes to, what was third place again? Third place was the Buckners. Then we had the Russells. Then GTS, and then Drumkey. Holy shit. Oh my God. I think Minnick is overvaluing finish and mouthfeel than taste. And ridiculous, that makes it even more ridiculous because I think that George T. Stagg 2025 is super thin. It's a thin George T. Stagg. Anyone that says that that's a thick whiskey has never had a thick whiskey. Because it's thin. It's thin and it's ethanol forward, and that's what I tasted, and I don't get it. Anyone that says that that's a really good George T. Stagg hasn't, I don't think, really had a really good George T. Stagg. So there you go. Plus, I just laid out a bunch of other whiskeys that actually just beat it out for me. I mean, again, that's my palate. Crazy. So yeah, the Elkwood is Barton. Jason learned humility tonight. That's right. Don't put an 8-year hazmat against a bunch of 18 and 15-year shit. That's what I learned there, Jeff Winbush. I threw my drum key in there just because it's a hazmat. I just want to see how it would do, but holy shit, that's crazy. Damn, blow up my bottle, will you? Yeah, it's all subjective. It really is, but for me, I wanted to see if I was missing something. I've heard a lot of people say the George T. Stagg is that good, and I feel like people are getting proof blinders on because they love that it's a hazmat. But if you really put it against some other heavy hitters, I'm telling you, take that George T. Stagg 2025, put it against just the Camp Nelson single rickhouse. And I'm telling you, based on texture and overall balance of flavor, that Russell's Camp Nelson E is going to win all day long. And if you don't think it wins, then I think you're just blinded by Buffalo Trace proof heavy goggles. Should have frothed it. Should have frothed it. Yeah, I don't do the frothing thing. I just like to do the old swirl. All right, guys. I'm gonna get a little bit of a rest here. Give the pal a little bit of a break. What time is it? 10:18. We got plenty of time to break people's hearts and rip them out for Blendageddon. I really like watching double blind reviews. Some of the most telling stuff on WhiskeyTube. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you learn so much about what you like. There's no right or no wrong. It's just based on what you like. So for me, that just because I base so much stuff on finish and texture, the George T. Stagg 2025 falls really flat for me personally. But I mean, if you're talking about pure brunt of force flavor, I could see why a lot of people would love George T. Stagg 2025. So what Buckners that you had third? It was the pick that I did, a Buffalo Turkey pick. It was a 16-year-old Buffalo Turkey hazmat barrel. That's why Jason's opinion is so valued. He does not give you his opinion based on anything other than what he honestly feels. Thank you, Jason, for a great blind. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to do stuff like that. I put my own bottle in there, my own single barrel pick, knowing that it would probably not do great but I just wanted to throw it in there because it's a hazmat. But when you throw a 7-8 year, I mean, that's an 8-year barrel. You throw an 8-year hazmat barrel against older ones that are 16, 15, 18 years. It's the age that it does really show up. It really does. I also got the 2025 KOK. Want to just on it next. I never tried the 2025 Lindner, but I've heard great things about the 2025 King Kentucky. So I think you're good. I think you're going to like that better than the George T. Stagg. I do have a meme of the week. Thank you for the reminder. This one's awesome. This one This one brought out both the nerd in me and the whiskey lover in me. All right, it's time for the bourbon meme of the week here on the Mash and Drum. Here it goes. It's R2D2 and C3PO. Where are we? Kentucky. A week later. It's a still and a... this one made me laugh. They turned poor C3PO and R2D2 into a still. Come on, that has to make you laugh. I love it. This one was awesome. I don't even know somebody sent this one to me. This was amazing. This one really cracked me up. There you go, guys. You're welcome. Great bourbon meme of the week this week. Love this one. Linda's rolling on the fucking... Yeah, dude, I love that meme. It's so good. That needs to be a tater sticker. Yeah, I know. It's really... I mean, whoever made it, that's brilliant. That's really brilliant. I kept the receipt for the drum key. What is the return policy? Great blind. Ridiculous. Listen, the drum key solo 1 it's a freaking ridiculously good barrel. Just don't put it up against anything 18 years. It would have been funnier with a few minutes later. A few minutes later, yeah. Well, you need a week to, solder them down, do all the work. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, guys, that I have to talk about tonight in the whole whiskey world. As far as drum key, we have a rye. My first rye whiskey blend that's finished in Elijah Craig 23-year barrels is coming soon. So all of you out there, get ready for that. Barrel King members, Patreon members. I'm really excited for you guys to try this rye whiskey. I think it's going to really surprise a lot of people with how good it is and the depth and the different flavors that's in it. It's definitely a bourbon drinker's rye. So if you like those real minty, heavy, almost like pickle juice and really earthy type of rye whiskeys, that's not what this blend is. This blend I lean into a little bit more of the fruit forward, the sweet type of notes of bourbon drinker's rye. So I'm really excited for that. That's going to be really cool. You might see the label on TTB soon. But actually, I think I could show you guys the label at this point. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. I'm going to upload the label for my new rye. I'll show you guys tonight. Give me 1 second here. So, of course, I got to get rid of... Well, let me delete that. Let me delete that. And I should have some more room now to upload this. All right, here we go. So if you guys are familiar with the... do I have the debut here? Yeah, so here's the debut label. And I'll focus up on this. So here's the drum key Spirit of the debut. Beautiful label here. So this is more of the red wood grain with the copper treatment here on the badge. Love it. So the rye is going to look a little different. The rye is going to look like this. And obviously this artwork doesn't really do it justice until you see it in person. But this is what the actual label is going to look like for the rye. It's a green into almost a wood grain. The badge colors are going to be gold. So you have that golden green look. And we're calling it Ride Symbol. A blend of straight rye whiskeys finished in rare X bourbon barrels. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a good one. I think you guys are going to really dig it. Yeah, the label's awesome. I'm really proud of that one. It looks beautiful. The designer did a really great job. So why batch 3? That's just the placeholders, Rees. That's not the actual numbers. That's just those are just placeholders. So let's see here. Thanks to the A126 ECVP Rye Whiskey review. Buy and back it up is not given often in your reviews. Have to find that one. 11 years, I think you said, and 75. That's a deal. Yeah, that rye, man, is... I've been getting a lot of questions like, is this better than Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes? And the only answer I could give you for that is that this, I think, can be better than some Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes. Because remember, the Jack Daniel's are single barrel, so they're gonna be a little bit different barrel to barrel. But I think some of those, especially if you get some barrel picks, are just ridiculous. We released Mash and Journey. We released a Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye from Coy Hill. That's unbelievable. That'd probably take over this. However, this, as far as a batch product goes, this Elijah Craig rye is, I think it's miles beyond the first release they did. It's somewhere in between the first release and then that crazy Y25 one that they did at the distillery. It's darker, it's more viscous, it's more molassesy. It's got like these butter toffee notes right on the mid palate, just little hints of it. Again, when we talk about that sweet licorice note, a little bit makes its way towards the end. This thing is it's a delicious. I think anybody that gets this is going to be really happy with it. It's just a really delicious rye whiskey. And again, this is more of a Kentucky rye, 51% rye. It's a lot more sweet than spice, but it does have a good amount of spice in the back end of this one. So I opened it in the parking lot and drank it, then went back inside and bought a spare. Would be a great blind with the barrel we poured at the Blitz. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Cheers. So the A126 is the one to find this week. I mean, I guess if you get the Elijah Craig's early, then yeah, I actually think Ohio is getting this Saturday. So if you're in Brohio and you're waiting online in the cold this weekend, this might be dropping in some places. So keep an eye out. I mean, it's just a really, really good rye whiskey. Was that Hard Truth yesterday? They have pause production. The whiskey glut is real. Oh, that's tough to hear. Hard Truth pause production. Oh man, that sucks. See, like hearing that makes me sad because I really love Hard Truth and what they're doing. For whatever reason, I just don't think as good as like their picks are and some of the other stuff. I just don't think it really took off. I don't know if they did too much, too little, but yeah. Jeffrey Wack, yeah, wait, what? I think that's what's happening, apparently. I mean, if they said they're pausing production, that's because I don't view Hard Truth as a whiskey brand that's like super small that would really be affected, but I mean, they are a pretty decently sized operation, so maybe they just feel like they have enough right now. That sucks. I haven't heard that news. And if that is the news that's being reported here in the chat, it hasn't been made public. So we'll have to double check that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's tough to hear, man. That sucks. That is not cool, man. Hard Truth is Hard Truth is probably one of the most underrated brands on the market. I'm not sure why it's well, I mean, Nathan, this is somebody that was at the distillery. Maybe somebody told them while they were there. I haven't seen. I mean, I look in the news. I mean, so Fred Minnick does a really good job of posting news stories. I'm going to see. Let's see here. Is there a... I don't see anything that says anything about Hard Truth. I don't want to speculate or say that this is true or not, but that's crazy. If it's true, then that sucks. Hack and Mac knows someone near the distillery. You can ask him. Just texted Fred, you got his number, Master Drum. Crazy. Only 4 years ago, Hard Truth had expanded to increase production 24/7. I mean, listen, this is the thing I've been saying, guys. A lot of whiskey producers have already paused production. You just don't hear about it. I just know from the inside sources I have. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say who I hear it from, but I'm telling you, and you guys know I have integrity. I'm going to tell you what I hear if it's coming from a good source. And the fact that there are a good amount of distillers that I'm not saying they're halting. I think slowing is a lot different than halting. If you're halting production, that means you have a shit ton of barrels laying around. If you're slowing production, then maybe it means you're not running a 24/7 still, all day long. It could mean you're just running it a few days a week. So there's differences. There's intricacies to it. I mean, But but again, guys, this is the time we're in. It's a very weird time where new brands are, if you don't have that core group of consumers, it's going to be real hard to make any sort of a footprint in the industry right now. It sucks. If you're an old school brand, the only way they seem to be moving whiskey is if they throw it in a new fancy bottle, because then it's again, you're creating scarcity. You're creating, I don't have that yet, even though they can easily probably put it in a bottle that already exists. But it would be too easy to do that, and it might be overlooked. So what do? You get a new glass, new sticker, new bottle name, and you put the whiskey in there instead. Then it becomes something that people don't have yet and they want to add to their collection. Honestly, that's really the only way it's getting, the way it's moving. It's the pause is strategic, not permanent. Leadership has consistently framed this as inventory management, market correction, premium whiskey slowdown, letting existing barrels. Totally agree. It's strategic. I don't think it's permanent. Again, this is one of those things where the market correction is coming through. Again, there's a lot of different variables to why that's happening. But I think the main variable is that it's, it was bound to happen coming off of COVID at some point. Maybe the IU win impacted the employee headcount for Hard Truth. Maybe. Won't affect us until 4+ years from now. No. It could, but I think there's still so many barrels. There's enough. You have over 16 million barrels that are aging in Kentucky. Now, whether or not they keep them and they age them, and we see like down the line more of these high age statements come out, or we see kind of a slowdown in releases. I think that's what we're gonna have to wait and see. How do the big distillers actually? I think what's happening is the big distillers, like I said, are just putting out more shit in different bottles, while maybe the smaller distillers are just slowing things down, focusing on what they have that works, and building around that. I think every company is going to have a different strategy depending on what they had future focused as far as what their releases were going to be, what their production schedule is going to be. Again, bourbon is always a very, very future forward thinking game. And a lot of these distillers have these releases planned years ahead of time. And I don't think anything is going to really stop that. But now that you're looking 4, 5, 6 years down the road, what does that look like for a lot of these distillers if they're halting production? So we'll see what happens. NDPs won't be affected in the short term. Lots and lots of it. Yeah, there's plenty of inventory from the NDP standpoint. There's not a ton of high age stuff, but again, high age stuff seems to pop up. Again, Buffalo Turkey, Barton. I'm sure there'll still be more high age stuff that pops up even in 2026. I don't know where interests in general are, but personally, I don't care too much about big 6 releases. I'm constantly looking for new brands. So I think, Ben, to your point, I think you might be more in the minority for that, because, the people I talk to, it's harder for new brands to kind of get going now because there's so much whiskey out there. So it's a little bit tougher. I think if you're more local and you have a place you connect with, it could be better, but you're one person. It doesn't mean you're moving the needle for the entire company. Yeah, things are slowing down on Unicorn. Things are slowing down on resale market. That's why when Buffalo Trace drops an Elmer T. Lee 40 anniversary, everybody flocks to it, because that's going to be the big get now for 2026. Yep, Booker's 6, 7 years old. Baker 7, Knob Creek 12, throwing 15, 18. Yeah, it's all the same distillate, just different bottles. It's true. You could even say Wild Turkey is a little bit guilty of this now. They're taking a lot of different high-age whiskeys. It's the same mash bill. Yes, you have different rick houses with different flavor profiles, but they're just finding new ways to market it. You could have put the Cheesy Gold Foil in, or Russell's 13. They had 13. The first release, remember, had up to 19-year whiskey in it, and they just had it Russell's 13. They could have easily did that, but no, what did? They're going to take a Cheesy Gold Foil. They're going to market that as something different, something new. They're all doing it. And I think that's what we're going to continue to see from the heritage distillers. Big shift to premiumization over standard tater bottles. Absolutely. And that's the other thing I've been saying. The gap between that mid-tier level bourbon and the super premium label and the super premium labels has widened quite a bit. So now it seems that only what people care about now that, running out and getting are these super rare, high-age bottles, high age, high price, all of it. But, I think that's what makes the YouTubers so valuable, because we're the ones that are still seeking out the new brands. Like I did that video, 10 new brands to try out here in 2026. There's so many good brands out there that are making incredibly great whiskey for you to try. And most of them aren't going to break the bank. It's just a matter if you decide that you want to try them or not. So it's up to you. All right, guys, it is Blendageddon time. We have a big week this week, guys. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the bracket. The bracket is as follows. We have DMC, Jeff Aldis. We have Jeremy Hughes and Eric Snyder with Kenneth Rathburn that I just stuck in there as the wild card. And now we get to week 3. Look who's up in week 3, guys. Travis Robeson with, of course, his blend called Bespoke. Marshall Conoco with Let's Be Frank. Jeffrey Wack with his Frank Castle. Matthew Smith with his High Proof Winter. And Matthew Doyle with his Rye Are You Whining. So there you go. If you guys are interested in next week, we're going to have Adam Dorman with Dusk, Durrell Stewart with 5-Card Charlie, Wise Guy Stu with International Peace Treaty, Hooper with Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, and Darren Clary with What's in the Blend. So there you go. That is what's happening the next couple weeks on Blendageddon. Dude, it's going to, this week and next week, it's going to get crazy. So let's get into this here. It's time. Wayne Arnold, the number of great bottles are sitting on the shelf in our liquor barn due to price, like the 17-year Dickel's $250. Why? My 17-year Dickel from Jason shows up tomorrow at $111. Yeah, exactly. I also think there's some of that, Wayne Arnold. I think some of the brands are a little tone deaf with the pricing. That's a whole nother discussion. I get it. It should be Wheat Rye Are You Whining with no H. Oh, yeah, sorry. I did it in kind of a rush. So sorry. I'll fix it. Abandoned Bourbon's in the house, I think. I saw him. Adam Dorman's here. 10 glasses later, the time has come. Number 2 and number 4 look super light. Yes, they do. All right. Old Forester and JD Browproof Ryes are my go-to. At the end of the day, it's all about what you like. Exactly. It's all about what you like. But I still encourage people to try new brands. There are really great, even though you don't know who they are, there are really great brands putting out incredible stuff. Like in a couple of weeks, I'm taking a trip out to Old Glory in Tennessee. Most people probably know what the hell Old Glory is or who they are, but they are making some really incredible whiskey. And I want to go out there and try exactly what they have. What is that? IGA. What is that? IGA? Oh. Wait, what? Just getting some really weird. You guys getting some really weird spam texts lately? Just people asking to buy your house and all this weird shit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I don't think there's anything happening here with that. It's a little bit scary. Sorry, I just got like a. Yep, no, none of that. Okay, that's bullshit. I sold. Yeah, so anytime I get that, I get that email about, hey, or get that text, hey, can we buy your house for cash? I'm like, sure, $2 million. It's AI replacing spam callers. Okay, all right. So 5 blends going head to head, some heavy hitters here. Let's see how this goes here, guys. And again, if you have any questions for me as I'm tasting through these, I'm going to change up the song real quick and move on to the next one. All right, here we go. Actually, let me grab my notebook and my pen. I'll just use the paper here. Hopefully no cardboard notes tonight, guys. Let's go. Let's do this. Who's going to survive and who's going home? Who am I going to crush? Crush their dreams tonight. I'll tell you what, the first one smells fantastic. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Travis Robeson, it's approximately 12.7 miles per hour. If I take 99% of one bottle and 1% of another, is that still a blend? No, it's not. And most likely it's going to taste like cardboard, Paul. Starting off strong, guys. Number one is actually really nice. That is very, very, I mean, it's very balanced. Front is very sweet. That is a vanilla bomb. Oh, we have another super chat from Tony Valentine. A lot of distillers are using this time to perform major maintenance and upgrades to their equipment. Yeah, I mean, if there's a gap in production, I think they could. They could for sure. I received a buy your house text yesterday, and there's no chance this guy could afford my house. I mean, number one tastes, it smells and tastes like something from Buffalo Trace. It's like a really good, like, barrel of like 120 proof Elmer T. Lee. No, I'm only messing with you. I mean, number one here has so much balance to it. That's what I look for in Blendageddon. You have to have balance. Can't be just sweet and then die off. This has a great viscosity, front of the palate, mid palate, and the finish is actually great. So, great job on number one. All right, here's one of the light ones. Number two. This is straight up toasted marshmallows and God, Sweet Tarts candy? Is that Sweet Tarts? Fun Dip? Giving you $5 sounded like an awesome idea, and I couldn't talk myself out of it. Thank you so much, man. You know what, Mike? I'm gonna put that in my Elmer T. Lee 40th anniversary fund. And if I ever get that bottle, I'm going to thank you. Thank you, man. Yeah, Fun Dip with the stick, Jeffrey Wack. Man, that is sweet. That is candy. Going back to what we talked about earlier, the juicy fruit gum, right here. That is like a whole pack of juicy fruit gum. That is orange, lemon, maybe a hint of strawberry. That is really sweet. Almost wine finished. It comes across as like a little bit of a wine finish. Dude, this is gonna be a tough bracket tonight. The first two already killer. This is gonna be tough. We're definitely gonna be breaking some hearts tonight. Elmer T. Golly. Oh my gosh. Number three. Oh. Number three smells like cinnamon. This smells like so in the morning I eat these what do you call those things? Because I'm like back in the gym and trying to get back in shape. Since I guess towards the middle of the year last year when Kim had her surgery. I wasn't really able to get to the gym, so I'm back in there now. trying to get back in shape. I was eating those. You guys, what is it called? Kodiak. You know the Kodiak cakes, where they make these French toast sticks, these cinnamon French toast sticks that are like, oh my gosh, that's what this reminds me of. Cinnamon French toast sticks. Did someone sneak some freaking Amburana in this? Oh my gosh. This smells a little bit like the Stranahan's 12 Founders, like little coffee cake cinnamon. Big Vic says, and I'm out. The flavor of fruit, that's some Toucan Sam shit right there. MedRx Bar, that's not my blend, says Big Vic. No, Big Vic, this is not your blend. Your blend's already out, buddy. Not so much on the palate. It's a little bit malty. But I do like the sweet cinnamon flavors in there. It's a little bit maple syrup. That's like kind of breakfasty in the glass, which is kind of nice. I'm digging that. That is sweet whiskey, man. Woo. Amy Bohm's here. What's up, Amy? All right, number 4. This is the other light one. This one doesn't have much going on here. Not really smelling a whole lot. It's very light. Fireball and Amburana. I mean, it might be. My God, it smells like breakfast. There might be rum in there. Who knows? Amy Bohm, sorry to tell you, I already did the 2025 GTS. It finished second to last. So, meh. I'm not digging that blend. Number 4 is sour and acidic. I don't know what's in that one, but I don't dig that one. That one's... Nope. I'm still getting these numbers. That's so crazy. Adam says it turned. Yeah, I don't know about that. That one's not doing it. All right, last one here. Oh, holy shit. Oh my gosh, this last one. This is fermented fruit. This is like kombucha level shit. Oh my gosh. Coffee bean, fermented fruit. The GTS 2025 isn't a bad bottle on its own at SRP. I mean, I get what you're saying, Wayne, but that's not what I expect from a GTS. Sorry, just it's not. I want depth. I want oak. I just don't want like heat, and I just think, I don't know. GTS 2025 is okay, but obviously there's better whiskeys than GTS 2025 on the market. That last one is a flavor bomb. It actually has a little bit of a smokiness to it, but that fermented fruit carries all the way to the palate. Crazy long finish. It's sweet. It's definitely on the sweeter side versus smoky. I mean, yeah, Junior has heat. I don't expect heat from George T. Stagg. George T. Stagg, even though it could be a high proof, I want it to be layered in flavor. I mean, you could have whiskeys that are high proof that are still very layered. And to me, I don't know. George C. Stagg and you know, the biggest disappointment out of everything for George C. Stagg 2025 for me is how thin it is. It comes across very, very thin. And I don't know, when you're putting out a whiskey like that with the cachet that George C. Stagg has, it should be thick and viscous and flavorful and have a lot of depth, not just heat and cherry juice, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be more than that. And I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a tough critic when it comes to George C. Stagg, but the problem is I'm pissed off because I overpaid to get the George C. Stagg because I was excited that, oh, they're coming out with a hazmat. And then when I got it and I tasted it, I was disappointed. I was pissed off. So I didn't get to get it for retail. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit more salty about it. But even the fact that even if I paid retail for it, I still wouldn't think that it's George T. Stagg level. Wayne Arnold, your fault? Okay, dude. Yeah, I mean, but I don't get that bottle for retail. But if I'm going to overpay for it, Wayne, it should be the George T. Stagg that I know, not the bullshit that's in that 2025 bottle. It's bullshit. It's a thin, hot piece of shit. I don't care what Fred Minnick thought of it. Jason, I listened to one of your non-whiskey podcasts and loved it. Felt like an alternate universe. Oh yeah, the William Lou Weller. That's my number one, dude. Number one from BTAC. Is it possible there are two batches of GTS 2025? Stuff and Whiskey and Minnick loved it. I personally thought it was. I just think it's different palates, dude. It's just different palates. I don't really necessarily line up with Stuff and Whiskey that much either. So I think that plays into it as well. Big lesson, stop hazmat chasing. Yeah, that's probably good advice. Okay, let's go through these one more time. There's some really good ones in here. I think this one's definitely out. We're going to take that one out because I don't want to go back to that one. But these four are all very different and very interesting. I should have spent the money on William Lou Weller, but I bought it blind. Jason, I got a GTS, a 24 Coy Hill, a Pappy 15, a Lot B, and a William Lou Weller for $3K. Minus the GTS sucking. How did I do? Dude. I would have probably saved, you probably should have saved yourself about $800 and just skipped the Lot B. But other than that, you did really good. If I had the Stagg, I will send you a sample to see if you got a counterfeit. Now, it's not a counterfeit because, you know, Cam from Drums and Drams, he sent me a sample set from his bottle, and you could go back and watch it on the live stream. I had George T. Stagg 2025 ranked pretty low compared to the other ones. So I think I was like Saz 18, the Colonel E.H. Taylor release. Saz 18 was last for me. The Colonel E.H. Taylor, I think, was second to last. Then I think it was George T. Stagg. Then I think I had Handy, and then Eagle Rare 17 and William Lou Weller. So Eagle Rare 17 I thought was amazing last year. I thought it was really good. So, okay, without names, picks. If picks were in your top 10, how many spots would be picks? Probably a good amount, Jeff, to be honest. Mr. Jason, I too bought GTS 25 secondary. I haven't tried it yet. Can you say something nice about it, please? It's really sweet. It's hazmat. It's got a nice hazmat. Does anyone remember Cam indicating he had a bad tenured Hill barrel? I mean, yeah. So when I did the Zoom call with, oh man, these are so good. God, this is straight up. This is like Capri Sun in number 2. It's like juice. It's like apple juice. Oh my gosh. And then 3 is that cinnamon bomb, and 4 is ridiculous. I think, or 5, whichever one this is, but that, I think this one's going through. This thing is delicious. That thing has everything. It's got depth. It's got richness. It's got a finish. That's really good. Reesma, yeah, I think a little bit of water helps the George T. Stagg, but, you know, it's okay. I certainly don't think it's a whiskey of the year type of thing. So, but I mean, again, that's my opinion. I'll take Beacon, Camp Nelson. Obviously, Camp Nelson single Rickhouse E beat the shit out of it tonight. I'll take that all day long over George T. Stagg 2025. I mean, that Elkwood 18-year Barton. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've had years that GTS really, really stood out, but 2025 is not one of those years. All right. I don't know if Cam thought he got a bad Van Winkle Rye. I've tried Van Winkle Rye, and I was not impressed with it either. I think when I did the blind with that like a couple years ago, it got dead last. Van Winkle Rye is not great. It's another low proof rye offering with a high age on it. It's not great. That Elijah Craig barrel proof will beat the shit out of Van Winkle Rye. I'm telling you, it's not even close. Yeah, it's purely subjective. It's just based on what you tasted. Okay. Part of me wants to just put this one through because it's so different and so good. It is grape juice and apple juice and fruit punch and everything. That might be my wild card. I think someone put Amburon in this one. There's Amburon in this. This has to be Amburana. I mean, I like it, but that Amburana is like, oh my God. It got number 2, Whiskey Weight, Lost Journey. Got number 2. Number 1 was King Kentucky. Obviously, Wild Turkey is your favorite legacy distillery. What is number 2? Probably Heaven Hill. I think I would go Heaven Hill for that. Even though there's Heaven Hill to me has a lot of hits and misses, but they just release so much stuff. But when they hit, they hit. I like them a lot as far as the legacy distillers. I'm trying to think if there's any others I'm missing. I think that's the one. Old Forester. I'm not like a huge Old Forester guy. Maker's Mark. Nope. Jim Beam. I like Jim Beam, but it's just like too much shit. Buffalo Trace. I like Buffalo Trace. I'd probably put 3rd, I guess. I think Buffalo Trace would be 3rd for me. Oh, yeah, Jack Daniels. I do love Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels will probably be up there. I forgot about Jack. I always forget about Jack. Jason, did you try HH Unity? I did not try. Actually, no, I do have Unity. I like Unity. 15-year Van Winkle Rye is great for trading. I got a 10-year Van Winkle, Russell's 10-year LN 200 for mine. Oh, yeah. Wayne Arnold. Van Winkle Rye is great for trading, and so is if I got a Saz 18 from Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, I'd trade that all day long. I'd also trade Pappy 23 all day long. The only Pappy I would keep is 15, maybe 20. If I hear it's a good year for 20, I'd keep that. But I'm trading Pappy 23 and 20 all day long, most of the time. And Van Winkle Rye for sure. Lot B, I'm trading that all day long too. It's just glorified Weller 12. I did not try the 90th anniversary, unfortunately. Never saw that bottle. Okay. I think this one, while this is good, it's not as good as these three. I think what we have here is possibly, now I'm going to keep one of these to a side for the wild card because we have another round next week, but two of these are definitely going through. The 2021 King Kentucky, Justin Mills. Thank you so much for the super chat. This thing's crazy, and I kind of love it. The more I drink that, the more Amburana it's getting. I don't know who sent me Amburana, but I'm not digging it. This one for sure is going through. So I'm putting these two together. I'll hold this one just to see what's going on here. But if Amburana is not in this blend, I'll be truly surprised. That thing smells like straight up cinnamon toast crunch. All right, guys, let's find out who's moving to the other side. What time is it? Oh, it's 11. All right, good timing. Tim Romero says, drinking HA's 90th now. Meh. It got, like, I heard some people really love that one, but yeah, I never got to try that one. All right, let's find out what we got here. So, this one that got ousted, that one belongs to Marshall Conoco with Let's Be Frank. So Marshall, this one just came across a little bit too light. There was something, I think as your blend sat, just something happened a little bit with your blend. Got a little bit funky, not in a good way. Richie G, Jason, he was on the tube chat. Thank you so much, man. Richie Z coming in. Every Lot B I've tried is better than any Weller 12 I've tried. I dislike Weller 12 so much that I would rather have Bullet Bourbon. Oh, damn, Grave Shot. Okay. Well, I mean, okay, well, here's the thing. I don't get a chance to try a lot of Lot B, but the one time I did get a Lot B, I blinded against Weller 12, and honestly, they were very similar to me. But that was a while ago. If I had to try it again for the, another time, who knows what would happen. But I think that, back then when I tried it head to head, I didn't really find a super big difference. But that was, several years ago. So my palate's probably different now. So I don't know. Maybe it would turn out different for me, but I just feel like Lot B, I don't know. I would have to try that again. If I can, maybe I'll reach out, get a couple samples of a new one if someone has one. I brought a Lot B to the Blitz. Yeah, dude, there was a lot of wisdom. Dude, Mark, there was over 1,000 bottles there. So, Lot B is meh. I love churro coffee. Okay. Next one eliminated. This one was also right on the cusp. That one belongs to so close. Travis Robeson with Bespoke gets the boot. Honestly, Travis, I thought you sent me the one with the Amburana in it just to give me like a middle finger, because I feel like that's something you would do. just to throw some, just to give me some Amburana. Oh, dude, man, that sucks. But yeah, I mean, these two were the lightest ones, and there's definitely a difference here. But yeah, so Marshall and Trav are the first ones out. Let's see what this cinnamon bomb is. This is letter A. And that goes to Matthew Doyle. Why are you whining? Tony Martin says, I've watched a lot of reviews on YouTube in the last year. You were one of the best reviewers I have watched. You're solid, honest, great opinions. I only watched Fred twice. That was enough for me. Oh, thanks, Tony. I appreciate that, man. Thanks. That's very nice of you to say. Which means the top two going through are Jeffrey Wack with his Frank Castle blend and Matthew Smith with his High Proof Winter blend. Is that what it's called? High Proof Winter? I'm trying to remember the name of the blend. I think it's High Proof Winter. Where's the bracket? There it is. Nope, that's week 4. Week 3. Yes, High Proof Winter from Matthew Smith. Congratulations to Matthew and Jeff. You guys are making it to the other side. Matthew Doyle. I'm going to keep this in wild card consideration. It's not an overly terrible Amburana cinnamony type of taste, but I kind of dig it. So you might be in consideration here for the wild card. I'll keep you in. So let's go to the blends here. We'll do this before we sign off. Okay. So we have High Proof Winter. That made it through. That's staying. That one's staying. Marshall Conoco with Let's Be Franken. Let's find out what's in his blend. So Marshall was letter B, right? Which one was B? Here's B. Yeah, there's just something. Something in there got a little sour. So this is 28% Old Overholt Rye, 10-year. 28% K-Luke Batch 1. 28% 1792 Sweet Wheat. Hold on. And then 14% rum finished Riverset Rye. Okay, so interesting blend here. I think the Sweet Wheat and probably the Riverset Rye took the blend over a little bit. That wheat, there's a note on Sweet Wheat that I just do not like, and I think that's what I tasted, unfortunately, Marshall. So I think that's what did you in. But again, that's my palate. I do not like Sweet Wheat, man. That sucks. Look at the giant sticker I put on the envelope. The Franken-blend. The Frank. Yeah, Jeff. That's pretty badass, dude. Frank Castle kills Blendageddon. Is this still working? Yeah, look at the sticker that Jeff made. The Frank Castle one. Jeff wants to be so badass. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's so Franken-blend about that. Maybe it's the rum finished one. And the rum finished Riverset Rye is probably kind of hard to find. I don't think I've ever seen that bottle. So yeah. All right, let's go to that was Marshall. Bespoke. Look at Trav. Trav is just, he just loves to poke me with the Bespoke. He put a Yankee symbol on it, a butterflies. He's got a horsey on it. I mean, all the things I can't stand. He just put on the label. So Travis's was letter C. Trav, honestly, it's a good blend. It just doesn't have the depth that some of these others do, to be honest. It's a really good blend, though. Okay. So he has Stellum Straight Bourbon Whiskey Single Barrel. He has a 15-year Franklin Distillery Whiskey Distilled in Tennessee Single Barrel. Experimental Dickel Recharred Used Barrels. He's got a 10-year Pinhook Vertical Series Bourbon Whiskey in there. He's got the Mash and Journey 8-year NBC Single Barrel. And he's got the 20-year Franklin Distillery Single Barrel in there. Distilled in Kentucky and Tennessee. Bottled and blended in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Wow. Bottle cost per percentage, $82.83. Dude, you did all the math. All right. I'm going to keep these others kind of close to the vest here. Obviously, we're not going to read the ones that made it through. Matthew Smith with his High Proof Winter. And actually, the other Matthew, I'm going to keep that one in the running, like I said, for a possible wild card. So we'll go from there. But congrats to all the winners tonight. Next week, we have another crazy bracket here. We have Darrell Stewart, who's the two-time reigning champion for Blendageddon American Blends, throwing his hat into the Franken-blend competition. This is what's happening next week, guys. Adam Dorman, Darrell Stewart, Wise Guy Stu, Hooper, and Darren Clary, some heavy hitters in week 4. Will somebody take out Darrell, or will Darrell try to claim both titles here in 2026? I don't know. Somebody has to take out Darrell at some point. I'll tell you what, Jeffrey Wax Blend, man, that might have a shot. So, all right, guys. I think that's it. Patrons are going to be doing a quick after party talking about the Jimmy Red pick. We're dropping this Friday. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Love all of you. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for all the likes. Remember to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. Cheers. I'll see you next week right here for another wonderful Whiskey Wednesday night on the Master and Drum. Cheers, folks. I'll see you soon. And as always, be kind to each other. Thank you, guys.